Record!
You said it again.
I always do.
You always do.
I always do every time.
Now you need to shame yourself.
Every single time.
Every single time. You need to tell me everything you're doing.
Now I am raising volume on computer so you are louder in my ear.
Oh, no.
Yes. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Brightside with Mikey and Rachel. My name is Rachel.
I am Mikey.
And this is the podcast where we talk about Lindy Hop, our opinions, and basically whatever else we feel like today.
And sometimes Rachel sings or does voices.
You know, that is true. That is absolutely true. It is total shit, but I like it.
It is total shit. You know, what if you sang in one of your voices?
I don't think I can. I'm not there yet.
That's what you have to do. You have to learn like an old traditional like Russian. Oh, Dark Eyes is Russian.
Are there words to that?
Yeah, it's in Russian. It's
a Russian song in Russian.
I completely I knew
What
I
is
can
funk?
hear it. Da 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 da.
Those are not words.
Da, 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 something like that. But I don't remember the words. I'm not Russian. You're the one pretending to be Russian. You speak it.
My family is from Soviet Union.
And how do you spell that?
S like Soviet, O like Oviet, V like Viet, I like Iet, E like it, and T like too much caffeine today. You know what I mean?
Well played. I'm pretty sure. You know what's really funny. You know what's really funny when I went to Russia. First off, lots of Russians. Second off, I learned that when the Soviets came in, they this may be weird. I don't know. This is what I remember, and it could be completely wrong. Somebody in the comments down below, just let us know if we're totally wrong. But the Soviets came in and they redid their language, and added a whole brand new alphabet.
Really? Wait,
Yeah.
when?
When the Soviets came into power.
Like in the
Early 1900s.
Really?
Yeah. So like there's one letter in particular that is just always really funny to me. It looks like the letter A.
Okay.
But if it got bitten by a vampire and now is a letter vampire A.
Wait, from which side?
What? No, it's like a vampire now. So like like an A is like a triangle, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like on the top, instead of it being pointy, it has like a straight line, and then the two like legs at the bottom, they have these like two little like teeth.
Oh. Okay.
And it looks like a vampire A.
Huh.
It's my favorite Russian letter, and I don't know what it means. I should have learned, but I didn't want to ask.
It is the letter A. It is just letter A.
It's a vampire A.
The word, the sound that it makes is ah. As in,
No, it's va.
ah.
Va with a V. Va. Oh, jeez. So you are extremely caffeinated today. You just went into the Russian today.
I'm not actually. I'm not that caffeinated. I've just been
Or are you like running around a shit ton and now you're just kind of delirious? You're like, I'm waiting for bed.
Oh my God. Okay, this week has been so busy.
Oh, there's another one. Another voice in your head. Here it comes.
There's another one. So when was it? Oh, yesterday. Okay, yesterday I had an audition, and it was the first audition that I've had. It was like, it was gonna be so good. It was like a mockumentary, like a mockumentary sitcom kind of thing, but I think it was like for the web. You know, where they do like the confessionals in front of the camera and stuff.
Right. Like Big Brother style or House. Yeah.
And so I like went in. I was feeling really confident. I got the sides, which is the script, and I was like going over it before I went in there. And then,
that like Hollywood jargon you got down right there.
I know, right?
I got the sides, which means script for you non-acties.
For you non-acties. And
you muggles.
And then I go in there, and they like want me to do it in like a different order than what it was written on in the script. And then they surprised me with like a new script. And they wanted me to do a confessional with that one too. And they were like, and just be really intimidating. And I was like trying to read, but also trying to look at the camera. And I couldn't figure out where my eye should go. So I like messed up. I like totally crashed and burned. It was so awful.
That sucks. So they should have known better. You're not the mean one. You're the light and maybe airy one. That would be great for you.
I know. Well, okay. So then today I had a self-tape audition. It's for a movie.
A movie?
Which is
a moving picture.
A moving picture that is shooting in Georgia, the country, not the state.
Oh, both sound horrible.
But I really want it because it pays a lot.
Uh-huh.
And also, like, how awesome would it be to be in a movie? So I got, like, a private lesson, so it's super cool because I got, like, this lesson with this dude, and we, like, go over the script, and he, like, helped me with, like, my performance, and then they tape it for me, and then all I have to do when I get home is just upload it to the website where I got the audition from, and then I'm done. Whereas before I had to, like, help Brett get that camera set up and, like, the lighting and, like, get the cats out of the way, and it's, like,
cool.
so much stuff.
So you got a lesson, and then you recorded it, and then now you lost it because technology wins again against Rachel?
No, it's sent.
Oh, okay, good.
It's sent.
Yay,
it's sent.
Yay. One for Rachel.
Yay.
One for Rachel.
One for me. And then I had to take my cat to the vet because he had, like, this bubble in his ear, like this air bubble. So it turns out he has a hematoma.
Ugh.
So I have to take him in tomorrow, and they're going to sedate him, and they're going to puncture it and drain it and see how it goes. But his ear is, like, kind of floppy, right? It's, like, kind of folded over.
It's, like, too heavy? Because it's, like, too heavy?
Yeah, because it's heavy. They said that the procedure might work, and it might not. But if it doesn't work, he's going to have, like, a wrestler's ear for the rest of his life.
Wrestler's ear, or you mean like a cauliflower ear?
Like a wrestler's ear, like it's gonna be like folded over.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
I know. Oh, poor baby boy.
Oh, poor baby boy.
Poor baby boys.
He's never gonna feel it. Animals have
He
no
will
souls.
never feel it. Just like in Soviet Union, you do not feel it.
Oh, jeez.
It is just gold.
One of these days, you're gonna go there and just like, I'm gonna go there, and they're gonna like take you out of line. You're like, so you think it's funny to make fun of our accident?
Oh, maybe I'll never go there. What's going on with you, boo?
I'm home. I'm enjoying being home. I love being home.
It's
so nice to be home.
Mikey's home, we're still FaceTiming today because of my last minute private lesson / audition and my having to take my animal to the vet.
Yeah, usually I would have no problem going up there. Like we usually meet in the middle of the day, which is always easy to get up. Like it's not so bad. It's like it's about an hour, which is always no matter what, with or without traffic. So for people who don't live in Southern California, especially in Los Angeles, Orange County area, it's not that the traffic is horrible all the time. It's just horrible at certain times, so you just avoid the highways.
Certain times and certain roads.
Yeah. So, like, one of them, the only way to get up to your place is to take the 101, and that's, like, the biggest intersection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different freeways. Oh. So it's always really, really busy.
Yeah, it is.
Especially around, like, now this time. Like, if I had gone up there, like, at 1, that would have been perfect. But that's why I was like, maybe we could just do it for FaceTime. We're such experts at it at this point.
Also, the 5 is really bad.
Yeah, for sure. But like, when you by the time you get to the 101, it's like real bad.
Although
because all of them intersect.
You could take the 5 up to the 134 and then take the 134 across to my house, so you wouldn't have to get on the 101.
That's true. But taking the 5 up at that point is also really bad because there's so many people trying to get in there.
Yesterday,
it's just that time. It's just that timing. The timing of the day is just the worst.
Dude, yesterday, my audition was in Culver City. And my GPS always wants to take me on the 405 when I'm going to Culver City, which is like the worst place on earth. Like, no matter what time of day, the 405 is like totally jammed.
Oh,
and it gives me a heart attack. Go back to Marina Del Rey, right where you belong.
It's totally jammed.
It's totally jammed, but it's so true. It's totally jammed.
It's an SNL joke that's real. But
so
no,
real.
it's true. But and that's real far from where you guys live. It's the mountains that decided to like put a Hollywood sign on that they can't get rid of anymore. So they're like, oh, okay, we have to go all the way around it.
It's only to Culver City. It's only like 8 miles.
Okay,
but it's just like 8 miles on the 405. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Eminem made a movie about that. Yeah.
Yar. 8
Yar.
Mile.
8 Mile. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm enjoy being home, and
Are you though?
and it's been.
I mean, you wrote on our notes here. ILHC and the things we do. Anxiety attack.
And that's not. I mean, if you're gonna quote me, you say everything I say.
Nar.
Nar, no cursing all of a sudden from Rachel.
Nar, no cursing.
No cursing. I'm doing 3 routines this year. I'm doing a pro-am, a classic, and a showcase.
Good for you.
A pro-am I'm doing with Shannon from San Francisco, and the classic I'm doing Nikki from Orange County, and the showcase I'm doing with Joe from God knows where. Let's say Russia.
Russia.
Exactly.
Soviet Union.
Not anymore. Not for like over 30 years, but that's fine. But yeah, so I'm doing a bunch of those, and I don't think I've ever done like 3 routines in a row for one particular event before. So I'm kind of like
nervous,
cramming. Yeah, it gives me an anxiety attack when I start like thinking about doing all 3.
Sure.
I'm like, good damn, and I'm pretty sure like it goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like 1 each a day.
Yeah, that's good though.
It is a little bit. I mean, yeah, of course,
because
it's good.
Then you can like segment your time and your energy to that one person.
Yeah.
Since
I
all
mean,
3
you'd
routines
think
are
so.
with different people.
Yeah, you'd think so. Yeah. But then all those other people are doing other things with other people. So that what makes it hard. So they're not like as much as I might be.
I'm sorry, but those people are just selfish. Like, don't they understand that you are kind of a big deal?
You know what's funny?
What?
I was feeling that, and you just like you said what I was feeling because I didn't want to say it because I don't want to sound like a dickhead. So you made it sound funny.
Because I know you so well.
Yeah, you're my anger translator. You're my anger translator.
I'm your voice, speaking from within.
You're my singing translator. That's who you are. You have no idea what I'm actually quoting, do you?
No.
The anger translator.
Oh, no. The anger translator.
Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I
But
know.
now you'll be the singing translator.
Sure. Absolutely.
So I'll say something nice. I'll say something nice, and you say it mean, but you say it in singing terms,
But
so that
in
way
a
everybody
singing
laughs.
voice.
It'll be
I
perfect.
hate all of you. I just want to be at home in my jammies watching
That's true.
movies.
I mean, Rachel, you know me so well.
I know you so
You
well.
know, God. But yeah. And so all these ILHC things and whatnots, and then Camp Hollywood is right after.
Yeah.
Which I'll only do 2 routines there.
With Nikki and Joe.
Yeah, and then so much party.
And then so much party. Hey, you know,
I'm gonna be at that pool all the time.
Hey, you know what?
When I'm not teaching. What?
You know what? My birthday is over Camp Hollywood weekend.
Aw,
So
and
you
you'll be
better
there
buy
celebrating
me
it.
something nice.
I will buy you a very nice coffee bean.
Ooh.
Just one,
I
though.
like coffee beans. They're very nice. They make really nice things.
I'm gonna buy you like a bag of Starbucks coffee. That would be fun.
Well, if you really want to go down that route, just give me go to the coffee bean because that's even worse. That's just even worse.
The tea leaf and coffee bean.
You just buy me some Folgers.
Oh, that'd be easier. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'll get you like the 10-gallon one that they get at Costco.
Yes, get the 10-gallon one, and then I'll just pretend that it's like Donnie's ashes or something inside the coffee tin, and I'll just
you'll write something on it.
I'll just like put it up on the shelf and display it.
I'm pretty sure if you put that at your doorstep, ghosts won't come to your house anymore.
I'll just write Donnie on it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
What was it? Oh yeah, at Camp Hollywood. You know what's gonna happen at Camp Hollywood?
Nar.
Besides like all the craziness that ever happens there, they brought, because it's 20th year.
It's 20.
They brought back Eric and Sylvia.
I know that should sound like a big deal, and
it is a big deal.
And I know like intellectually it's a big deal, but like emotionally it means nothing to me because
That's fine.
because
That's fun.
it was just so before my time, and
Because it's all about Rachel, not about other people.
And I only recently learned about Eric and Sylvia,
People?
so that other people besides
breathe?
myself. Huh, that's weird.
I mean, only on the weekends.
But so I only recently learned about them within the past year or so, and so like, I mean, obviously I know who Sylvia is, but I didn't know like her role with Eric until she recorded with Ryan on the track. You know.
You still have it wrong.
Do I?
Yeah. We're not talking about Sylvia Sykes. We're talking about Sylvia Schuyler.
Oh, you know what? She just friended me on Facebook, and I was like, "How did she find me? How did she find little old me?"
Oh my God, I loved it. You're like, I heard it on the track, and
okay,
Sylvia.
that means even less to me now because
I know. So that's fine. That's fine. It's not for you. It's for me because
not for you.
I as soon as I found out there was gonna be a couple lessons with them during the weekend, I texted Hillary and I was like, Hillary, I love teaching at Camp Hollywood. I even love it that you have Eric and Sylvia, but please don't book me next to them. I want to take their class. And she's like, done.
That's not funny.
It's totally funny because I was like 13, 14 years old. I have pictures of me dancing with her for the first time, and it was like pre-YouTube, but I remember seeing their videos like on I don't even know what it was, like Friendster. and
Friendster around then?
Yeah, it was. Friendster to me was the first social media that I ever joined, and then MySpace happened, and then MySpace happened, and then Facebook and Twitter.
I was never on Friendster. I joined MySpace first.
I fought it, and then Amy Johnson, who's now in New Orleans, she sent it to me like over and over. I was fine, I'll do it, and then like half a year later, MySpace came out, and I was like, ooh, this looks like fun.
Oh, you remember like the backgrounds on MySpace and how you could like scroll and it would move and it would like play the music, but it all worked so
Angel
badly.
Fire. It was like an Angel Fire engine. Yeah,
like
it was
the
horrible.
website would always crash because there's like so much loading.
But because of that, and like GeoCities or GeoSites.
Oh yeah,
GeoCities. Or like all the and Angel Fire, like because of all that stuff, like it created a whole people of coders and programmers because it was just programming that you could put into like a fake website, and then like people learned how to read it and then change it around. It's so cool. It's so interesting because like there's some what is that, the famous one? Space Jam.
Oh yeah, the movie.
Yeah, but their website is still up. Like they haven't canceled or anything.
Is there
and
really?
It's like an Angel Fire website.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like famous for all that stuff, and they just left it up there.
Is it spacejam.com?
I think so. You don't look it up. It's not riveting podcast material.
But I want to so bad. Do you remember?
Oh
my God.
Oh my God.
My God. Look at this.
You just, but I wanted to, like my 3-year-old nephew. I want to eat that.
But
you can't have it. It's not ours.
This is
but
so
I want it.
funny. Do you remember on MySpace how you had like your top 8 and there was like always drama about like who was in the
Who's the top 8?
I remember Brett got really upset because I wasn't in his top 8, and then I like put him on like number 3 or number 4, but he wanted to be number 1. And this was like, I'm pretty sure this was before we were dating. This was like when we were still like trying to figure out what was going on between us, and he was like, "I'm not your number 1," and I was like, I don't know, like, how can I even...
I don't know what that really means.
How can I even choose? And he was like, you can. Just put me first. And so I was like, oh,
so
fine.
Funny. Brett Dahlenburg, pushy since the beginning.
Oh, my God. Okay, so I just clicked on one of the buttons on Space Jam. It's called Jump Station. And it says, in red font, cool links and hijinks. Click above to find out more about our sponsors and the various hip sites that make WB Online the jammin' place that it is.
I can hear the song like, come on, ride the train. And
ride it.
Boo,
boo. Come on, ride the train. Boo, boo. You ride it. Boo, boo.
Oh,
woo,
quintessential
woo.
90s. I miss the 90s.
Woo.
I really do.
Oh, man.
Okay. So, let's, enough of that space jamming.
Yeah.
Let's jump into the topic, shall we?
Yes. The topic.
Unless you have any other stories about some crazy woman pulling you over on the highway and saying that you hit him.
No, I don't.
Not this week?
No.
You haven't been out enough.
I've been out so much, but nothing weird has happened to me this week.
That was, I have to
And I'm
admit,
trying
like
to
when
think.
I remember hearing the story when you were telling me, and then when I was listening back in editing, I was like, this is fucking nuts.
It's cuckoo, right?
It was
She
cuckoo,
was
cuckoo, banana cans.
boats. It was so crazy. But the other day I drove by that gas station again, and I was like looking. I was like, is she there? Is she there trying to get
That's her, like,
somebody else?
It's like stomping grounds.
Yeah, back to her stomping grounds.
Okay, let's jump into the topic.
The topic comes from Chad Chauffe. I'm sorry, Chad.
Chauffe.
I don't know how to say your last name. Chauffe?
Kofefe.
Chauffe?
Trump was talking about Chad,
Chauffe?
obviously.
I don't know. Chad, I'm really sorry. Okay.
Say it in Russian.
Chad Chauffe.
There. Perfect. We did it.
Now it is correct. Now that I say it in Soviet Union.
Oh, no.
Hello at the Brightside with Mikey and Rachel. With an exclamation point at the end. A friend of mine was just getting back from a Balboa weekend and was reflecting on her experience. She posted these thoughts. Before I say any of the thoughts, how awesome is it, or how funny is it, that it's not even about Chad. It's about Chad's friend.
Yeah.
Like, what about Chad?
What about Chad?
Chad, what about Chad?
What about Chad?
How are you feeling right now, Chad? Are you okay?
Chad, we're
Do you
worried.
need a friend?
We haven't heard from you. We want to hear from you.
Chad.
What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Shoot me a little texty text later. And,
Yeah.
And we can hash it out. It'll be
You
all
know what,
cool.
Chad? You know what, Chad? You could page me.
I'm a great
Send me a little-
friend, Chad.
Send me a little page, like 111. All things are well. You know.
And just link to his PayPal account and send over the $75, and
Look-
you'll be good to go.
Look, Chad, we're just worried about you.
We're just worried. Okay.
All right.
Anyway,
I think we found the name of our show.
she posted these 4 thoughts. Number 1, am I ever going to level check into the level I think I'm dancing at? Parentheses, the butthurt landed on the way home. End parentheses.
Oh man. Well, I mean, yeah. These four thoughts. We're gonna go through them. That's gonna be our topic. We'll go
One at a time.
One at a time, as Rachel just said.
You guys, I will tell you about the first time I ever did level check. It was at Lindy Fest in 2007. It's so sad. It's such a sad story.
I bet it is.
I don't remember who was doing the level check except for Andy and Nina. And we were dancing. I was there with all my friends. It was like the first big event we had ever gone to. We'd all driven to Houston from Albuquerque, which was like 1,000,000 miles.
1,000,000 miles of nothingness,
It was,
too.
and on top of that, so it was before like Google Maps or GPSs, so we were using a map, and our friend was telling
Like
us
a
to
Thomas
take.
guide?
Yeah. And our
Oh my
friend
God.
was telling us to take all these back roads, and he like printed out a Google Quest map for us.
Oh no! You mean no MapQuest?
MapQuest.
Yeah.
And so he printed out a MapQuest for us.
Oh my
So we're
God.
following it, and then there's like we're on this small highway in West Texas, and then it's like highway closed, detour this way, and we're like, cool, we'll go on the detour, and we're going, and then it says like Amarillo, 100 miles. And I'm like, friends, I think we're going in the wrong direction because Amarillo's at the top of the state. And everybody's like, don't worry your pretty little head about it. We'll get there. And then we like land in Amarillo, and everybody's like, huh, well, how did that
How did that happen?
And I'm like, yeah, okay. So they pull out the map, the real map, the Thomas map. And by this time, we were like, we don't know how to do all these like small highways anymore. So we
Yeah.
drove all the way to Dallas, and then we drove all the way down to Houston.
Woof.
Woof, indeed. It was a 20-hour drive. And it just gives you an idea of like
So
how
you're-
intimate we were together.
So what you're saying is the reason why you didn't level check into the level you wanted to was because you drove to Amarillo, and people from Amarillo have
Oh my God.
obviously black magic, and
Okay.
they cursed you. I get it.
So we were doing the level check, and I'm dancing, and I'm like trying so hard. And all my friends start getting the advanced track wristband.
Uh-oh.
And I keep not getting picked, and I'm like, oh man, it was down to like the last group of people, and I'm like still dancing, and I was like, I gotta really pull out the big guns to show them that I'm awesome.
Pew pew.
So
pew,
I tried doing the slide across the room,
Oh no.
and I totally fell over. Like,
wait, like a heel slide or just like slide in your shoes?
oh, I was wearing shell toes, like those Adidas shell toes.
Nice.
And and they were suede, and I slid, but it was like sliding on, like, when someone steps on a banana peel, I was like, whoop, like my feet just like slipped out from underneath me, and I like crashed on the ground right in front of Nina. And I was like, but I still get into the advanced track, right? And I didn't. And I was like the only one out of all my friends who didn't make it. And I was so sad.
That's
I was
so funny.
sad.
That's so funny. I mean, you gambled big and you lost a lot. But the funny thing is it's like the movie I think shit, I forgot the movie, but it was a movie with Chuck Norris and this kid is like trying to be like so super cool, and then like looks up and Chuck Norris is standing there and he's like, ugh, ugh. I just imagine that with you in Nina's head.
And you want to know the best part of this story? I went back the next year and was still placed in the intermediate track. I didn't even make the advanced track the following year.
Oh my god.
It wasn't until 2 years afterwards. And that was the one that you were running. It was like you were running it all by yourself.
Oh, you were in the room for that?
Because I was auditioning for the Masters track.
Oh my god.
And I was like dancing, and you were playing like this blazing fast music for me at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like sweating and so tired, and again in the last group, and you like I felt like you were almost gonna walk to me and hand me a wristband, but then you like went to the person right next to me, and I was like, oh.
Oh man, that was a very special experience. I can see the room, I can see faces, but I can't make out people, and actually like I can't make out what they look like. But I mean,
that was before we were friends.
Yeah, that was a very weird moment. That was a moment where I was like, I gotta either like run away now or like run like steadfast into the fucking dragon. Spoiler alert. And then hopefully make it out alive. I didn't make it out alive. A lot of people were angry with me that whole weekend because of that. But because I was the only one bearing all the pressure, I was like, okay, well that's fine. Anyways,
good for you. Anyway.
Yeah, but like, but that's really funny that like you that first level check. I've never had to do level check, and I'm very grateful still to this day.
Lucky you. Whoop-de-doo.
I know.
Poor Mikey.
So this is funny because like Chad's asking for a friend, and this friend went to a BAL event, but we're gonna kind of attack it at both, like level check as a BAL or BAL dancer or a Lindy Hopper. I think personally. Are you ever going to get into level check you really want to? I think here's a trick, and I learned it from how Laura does cowbell with her level checks. She tells people kind of advice on the side, like go to one that you think is better than where you are, so that way maybe you will land in the one you want to be in, or maybe too lower, but like then you understand. But the thing is like, she's always like, but here's the thing, here's the variable that you never can count on, is the people there. You may go to one event and get like into the highest event or highest level, or you may go to another event and you may get into the lowest level. I mean, that's a pretty extreme, but still, that may happen. But it's always based on the dancers that are there.
Yeah, totally. So which could change from year to year or event to event. Exactly.
No matter what, Lindy Hop or Balboa. I like personally also on like a side note, what helps people not to be so butthurt about landing a level they don't want to be in, is if they do level checks as opposed to auditions. Now the difference is not in just the name, but it's the way it's run. Audition is like what you did. Which is like everybody dance, and then and then rotate, and then like where it's run like a contest.
And dance, keep dancing, keep dancing.
Yeah,
I mean, that one that you ran at Lindy Fest, I probably danced for like 45 minutes straight.
That's not possible, but
it is definitely possible.
That's not possible. That's not possible because I did all the groups, And then I told them, if you're not, because you were in the end, that makes sense. So you probably did.
I was
not for 40
because
minutes.
I
You
was
probably
in
did
that-
for like
'cause
20 minutes.
You started with like advanced, and it was like several rounds of advance.
Yeah,
And
but then I made you guys
your,
wait the whole time.
Uh,
Because I went through every
yes.
level checking, and then I gave passes out, and then I brought everybody back at the very end. To, like, if you didn't get a pass and you want to do one more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, point being is the difference between level check and an audition. Audition is like that, which is like a contest, which is you can see certain things, but it's not one of the best ways when you're wanting to get into an education thing. It's
Yeah.
like you as a dancer now, which is good for a contest, but you as a dancer in a dance class. And I think as a level check, that's how you typically run. They run like the first hour of a weekend, and it runs like a class, but like 45-minute class, and
Yeah.
then the last 15 minutes they just let you dance and see if you can use all the information that the teachers taught you in that class as fast as possible, or if you're having a lot of trouble or you're not getting it, in which case you will be bumped down. Or I mean, if everybody's not getting it, then they stay the same.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. For sure.
So, like, that's one of the best ways, I think, in Lindy Hop and Balboa that these level checks are better useful.
I think the problem with what you're saying, though, is that it doesn't give this person any power or, like, any control over her ability to get into the level that she wants to be in.
Oh, you're totally right, and that's the other thing that again I keep going back to Laura because I just really love the way she runs it, and we help her run it. In the website is a super detailed a description of what it means to be in that level.
Yeah.
So like even down to like in some cases like what kind of moves you should know, you know, like and then she gets into great detail about every level and what she expects them to be, and so that way people are always pointed to that and be like, look, read that, and if that makes sense, then you can jump into that.
Yeah.
Don't just read the label. Don't just read the label and be like, that's my label. Read the description and see if that really makes sense to you.
But a lot of events still don't have that.
I know, which is really funny. Like I keep looking at it and going like, this is not that hard to do.
It's not. I mean, from a student point of view who has done many level checks and track auditions.
Right.
I feel like the times that I've been most successful in getting into the level that I want to be in is dancing with the same amount of comfort that I would be dancing in a social dance.
Right.
And just like swinging out naturally. Like if the song is 140 beats per minute, dance like the song is 140 beats per minute. Don't dance like you're in the performance of your life.
Right, and that's so true. But like, it's sometimes really hard when the process is run like a contest where it feels like it's a performance for your life, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's
sure.
where that's where it sucks the most. Where it's like it feels like you're being put on the spot.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, oh, it's just a class, and I just have to worry about getting this information.
Yeah, but I'm saying even if you do feel like you're being put on the spot, to go against your instincts and to just dance as if it is truly social dancing, because the more relaxed you are, the more natural you look, the more the instructors are able to see how you actually dance.
Right. No, that's very true. It's very true, and I think in general, like, will you ever get into the level you want to be in a level check? Sure. Like, yeah, but you know, you have to understand. This is where, I don't know. I'm about to say something I think is like not a full thought, but I'm going to say it anyways. It's like you have to like kind of compare yourself to the other people that are at the event and be like, look around, and be like, huh. Do I think I can dance it? Can I prove it? Can I prove that I'm a better dancer than these people? Or like, oh, I'm on par with these people.
Which is funny because you always advocate not comparing yourself to other people.
I know, but this is the thing is like I say that for sure when it means anything else but these goddamn level checks and auditions, which are I get they're like a necessary evil.
Yeah.
But I really, really dislike them. And again, that's why I like Laura's thing, is because it makes the student or the potential student or the attendee really focus on what they're doing and like kind of introspective on what they are or who they are as a dancer.
If you're not in that kind of level check, though, I would say like persistence is key, patience is key, practice is key. Like, here's the thing about all the most advanced dancers out there right now is they're only in that place because everyone else that they grew up with have quit.
Oh my God, that should be put on stone somewhere.
You're welcome. But how true is that? Like, I cannot tell you
for sure.
how many people I started dancing with, how many people I remember being in the intermediate track with or the advanced track, and those people are long gone.
Oh, yeah,
They've been gone
for
years. And so it's just a matter of, like, being persistent and being like, I am getting into the master track. I am winning this competition or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, eventually you will get there, but you have to be persistent. You have to be patient. It will come. You have to trust the process. Trust the process.
Well said. And with that, let's move on to the second one, shall we? Second question, go.
How the crap do I practice and not keep reinforcing bad habits? And how do I practice in the first place?
The epic question. Like,
the epic
I feel like
question.
these like first two questions are like the thing we hear all the time in general. Like people like sending us questions on the show.
Yeah.
And I'm sure just in general in life, it's like, how do I do this?
I think the first part though is like, you have to have a good idea of where your body actually is.
Sure.
Body.
How so?
Body awareness. Like,
give us an example, like in dancing.
This is something that I have had to work really hard on. Like, say when you dance, you, I don't know, like you make a dinosaur arm with your free hand, like all the time. Like it's all like crunched up next to your face, always.
Yeah.
You have to be able to recognize that you're doing that, so that way you can be like, oh, if I relax it and keep it out here, like out by my side, it will look better. It might not look It might not look better right away. You might make another bad habit out of that, but at least you're taking this dinosaur habit away and going to like a lesser bad habit of like making a fist or something.
Yeah. No, I mean, or just having options. Like, to be honest, like,
to be honest, I feel love my dinosaur arm. I use my dinosaur arm so much.
I mean, if it is part of an aesthetic thing, like aesthetic is just kind of random.
If you're like a dancing dinosaur, then do you.
Exactly.
Live your truth.
It's kind of like the La La Land poster that everybody fucking always keeps going on about, and like Ryan Gosling's like broken wrist. I'm like, who gives a fuck? Like, I don't care. Like, are you that like minute about someone else's like dance posture or like think that like, how about you look at yourself first and see what happens? So like, see if you have a fucking dinosaur arm and like, and so for me, like,
out there have a limp wrist and they don't even realize it.
Exactly. I mean, I have made a career off of pointing that out. So, but you're totally, but you are completely 100% right. I think one of the best ways to practice and not reinforce bad habits is actually to keep always evolving whatever you're doing. So, for instance, like you said, you're like if you're in open position. Let's just say we're two dancers in open position. So let's focus on the things we're using. The easiest one is your feet, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing with your feet? Are you rock stepping? Your timing, your rhythm, where you're placing your feet in the middle. Let's just say we're doing swing outs, right? Where are you on your 3 and 4? Where are you on your 5 and 6? Where is that? So then you go kind of upwards, right?
Yeah.
So then from there you go, okay, I know what I'm doing with my feet. Okay, now what's going on with my hips? Where are my hips? Like, where's my weight, basically? Where's the center of my body, which is like my what are these called? Thighs and quads.
What are these things called?
What are these things called? Legs. Where are your thighs and your hips and your stomach? Like, are they transferring fully over to one foot or the other? What are they doing? Focus on that. If you can say what they're doing, then change it.
Yeah.
So those first two levels right there, your feet and your hips. If you know what they're doing, find out what they're doing, then make it assured that you can say it out loud, and then change it.
Yeah.
So I think those three things right there, right? Look, say, change. Oh, I nailed it.
Look, say, change.
And then next thing you keep going up, right? And then you go to your shoulders, the same thing. Like you may be holding your shoulders up, or you may be like in this awkward position or whatnot. And then you see it. Okay, this is what they're doing. Okay, now I could say what they're doing. Now change it to something else, and now you have more options when you get to change.
Yeah.
It's like maybe what you were doing is weird, but it was working in some level. It was helping you get there. So that's like an option. Maybe not your favorite option, but that was the option you were going to create more options for yourself and more opportunities. And then you go to your hands, like you're saying, and then you go to the free hand, which is like dinosaur arm, or like way out here, or for some reason you're always checking to smell your armpit because it's way up above your head.
Hello.
And then you go to the other hand, hand, the one that's connecting, and how are you holding your partner's hand, or how are you holding your hand? Are you squeezing like a motherfucker, or are you light as a feather?
Yeah. I would also say videotaping yourself is so valuable. Video never lies. It never lies. And even if it's just like somebody recording you while you're at a social dance, and then you can watch it back later, and even if you're like, oh, I'm not sure what I'm doing that is weird, pull up a video of your favorite dancer who you admire and watch them dance, and then be like, oh, am I doing the same thing that this person is doing? No, I'm doing, this step this way, and this person's doing it this way. Let me try it like how they're doing it.
Yeah, and you know what? That's so true. That goes off to that second part of that second question, which is how do I practice in the first place?
How do I practice
that's
in
really
the first place?
So for one way is to catch yourself where you're not practicing, you're just social dancing. So you set up a camera, or you have someone film for you.
Yeah.
And you just free dance, or you just set up a camera. Like Bobby White used to do this a long time ago, where he would just set up the camera, and he'd make sure he had plenty of battery and plenty of space, and just let it sit there. And capture a lot of people's and his own social dancing. So then he would go back and review it and just be like, oh, I like that, or and then look at other people and go like, oh, that's cool. And then from there you could practice on like you said before, going to a dancer you admire and maybe going, oh, I like that, maybe I can add that to my dancing.
Yeah.
And then from there, after you add to it, you're able to say it, then you change it, and then you have options. You can do it like you originally saw. You could do it like how you're making up, and you could do it like, oh, what else can I do with it?
Yeah. You remember those videos from Albuquerque that I showed you from 2009 of
how can I forget
Kevin Clark
burnt
and
into my
Brett
retinas.
dancing? I use those videos a lot to watch myself dance and then make changes to my dancing.
Yeah, sure.
They were valuable for me for a really long time.
I think you're totally right with the video stuff. I never videoed myself a lot when I was really, really practicing to figure out what was I doing with my dancing.
Yeah.
But I did dance by myself, and I still do it to this day. When I stop myself in the middle of dancing to see what my body is doing.
I've never been able to get myself to dance by myself. I mean, I can if I'm at a social dance and there's no one else to dance with, and there's a mirror that I can dance in front of. Right. But otherwise, I rarely practice dancing by myself in my house.
I mean, I imagine maybe if that's the difference or a difference between a leader and a follower. For me, it was really easy to move around because I get the idea, but maybe sometimes followers I've heard this before. It's it's a little bit hard to do a swing out by yourself as a follower because you need that kind of extra little push to the other side.
Yeah, well, because
would you say that's true?
I would definitely say it's true, especially because as a follower, you're moving based off of an initiation.
Right.
You're not the one who's initiating. So the way that you're naturally moving is going to be not as easy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you need. It's like you said, it's the leader initiates some kind of movement, and then you kind of flow through it, not just follow through it, flow through the movement.
Yeah.
And it's easy for us to change a direction because we know what's going to happen, and then the reaction for it comes from you guys, from followers. And so if you don't have that initiation, then you're like, well, I guess I'm just doing it by myself.
Exactly. And I think a lot of those different kinds of variations or movements, it's hard to practice them when you can't physically feel them coming.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard. But I think I think that was the thing, is a practice is not like at a social dance. Practice is like away from social dancing. Like I used to go to Shaysha's garage and like practice for hours by myself.
Really?
And yeah, just because like he had open space, a dance room, and with mirrors, and I would just like dance in front of the mirror and try to figure out what this thing was that people were calling stretch. Like I was like, what the fuck? What is going on?
Oh man,
And-
that was like such a difficult struggle for me to discover.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like I managed to understand it, and it still evolves from now. Like I feel like the old timers got to a point and like dance very similar for a long time until they got very old, in which case they just kind of assimilated a little bit different, but still did like their basic same old stuff. I feel like we do that nowadays too, but we're so influenced by so many more people than they were.
Yeah.
That change or that evolution now comes a little bit faster. I mean, just
Yeah.
like the idea with like technology, like things get smaller or like things get faster. For us, it does the same thing in a smaller amount of time.
Totally.
Like me 3 years ago is a different dancer than I am now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, like I mean, there's a lot of different ways of practice. Like, and I think one of the things right there is like the reinforcing bad habits is like something that you really need a partner, leader to follower, follower to leader, to really understand, because you can give feedback to each other and try different things.
Totally.
The phrase that like begins with like, okay, let's try this.
Yeah.
Is like one of the best ways to like really change and reinforce good habits or reinforce a habit so you can really figure out what you're doing.
For sure. For sure.
Should we move on to the next one?
Number 3. I wish I had a dance mentor or some sort, or maybe just a close group of Balboa friends in Atlanta. Parentheses, should read, I don't think I'm going to improve without help. End parentheses.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, that's what we're saying. It's like it helps when you have a partner, leader to follow, follower to leader,
Of course.
or a group of people. Like again, if you don't have a video camera, there's someone else that can watch, and that was something that I didn't learn until much later in life, to like trust other people's like what they see in my dancing, like in a group. And then like it slowly became a thing. Like, okay, I can hear them. It doesn't mean I have to like assimilate to what they want, because like maybe I have a direction that it wants to happen. But getting the feedback really helps inform me what people might think, or what another dancer to another dancer envisions.
Yeah, yeah. I for this one, like I wish I had a little bit more information, because I don't know about the Balboa scene in Atlanta at all.
Sure.
And so like I don't know if this person like is the only bal dancer there, or the only one who's interested in bal, or the only one who's like at her level. And so what I would say is like, if you want a close group of people to dance with regularly, then like create a practice at your house, or like find a cheap dance space and like have everybody pitch in $5 for a couple hours.
Yeah, no, that is we've talked something similar about that before, especially if it comes down but like who teaches, like who leads it? It's like no one. You could be like put on an old clip or put on a new clip and be like, let's learn how to like do that one move, or like let's learn that variation they did, or like let's break it down and see if we can like assimilate it to our own body, and then see what else we could do with it.
Yeah,
like I feel like that's something that I don't know about you, but like I feel like that's something I did a lot in LA. We used to do that to like all the old LA clips.
Oh,
and we used to just break them down to like whatever they were, and like and it was fun, and it was like pride, because if you can get a move or get a video that no one had, or a clip that no one had, you can like mine it for all it's worth and like practice it and keep it on the down low, and then like show up at a dance and like do it, and you're like, what the fuck, where did that come from? And then you let that
we
video
didn't
go
have
out into the
access
world.
to videos until a little bit later, because like when I started dancing, it was still before the times of YouTube. And like no one had any of those videos, and so it wasn't easy to get access to them. But what we did do was we would go to like the university gym and practice in the gym. Or like one of our friends had like a good living room for dancing, and we would just like, we'd go over to his house every week, and we'd like make homemade ice cream and then dance for several hours, and then like eat the ice cream later on.
You know what, you brought up something before as well. Well, I mean, first off, sorry, all that stuff you just said is like so good for community building.
Yeah.
And then the other thing you said earlier was like you wish you had more information. Is this person like better than a lot of other people? And there's not so many high level dancers. Like even in that, like you don't have to like set up classes. You could still do a practice and bring people that you feel like have a passion for it, but just not our experience as you.
Yeah.
And you can like give them a little bit of your experience and then like see what they have to say about it as well. Like even as like I feel a lot of the time there's like, and this could be completely wrong, like in the Balboa world, only my vision of it, there's a lot of really great follows and like okay leaders, but like I feel like in that dance, like a follower is so close to a leader, like physically, that you can really trust what the follower is saying to you, because like there's no hiding that. You're so close, you can't hide movements, because every little thing that a leader does can be felt and reciprocated by the follow.
I'm watching you.
I mean, exactly. You're that close to the ear. You're like that close to. I'm watching you. I can see everything you do. If you do that again, I'll kick you right square in the nuts.
I mean, I'm not a part of the Balboa scene, and so I have no comment on what you just said.
Sure. I mean, but the thing is like even in Lindy Hop, like there is some level of closeness with that where you can feel, whether you're in open or closed position, you could feel little things and you can't hide them, or you're like, what was that?
Yeah.
And even if it's like, oh, that's one of the best things. That's one of the best feedbacks ever. It's like, what was that thing you did?
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
can you say it? Can you name it? Can you identify what that was? Do it again and like pay attention to that one little spot, and then let's work on that. Like that's one of the best things to do ever.
The thing that really helped a lot of us in Albuquerque was creating a dance team, because it forced us to have a practice at least once a week, and we would always choreograph above our actual level of dancing, and so it would force us to think and figure out how to dance better without having any mentors around.
Right. Or even on another note, like it gives you like a goal setting thing. Like
it was very good
set,
for
like,
goals.
I'm gonna perform here. We're gonna perform here, and that's the goal. Like which is sometimes like the thing that lacks from a lot of practice groups that I've heard from different people around the country or around the world, that they start them and they start real good, and then they kind of go down and they kind of go up, and then they kind of go down and they kind of just like fade out. And I'm like, I bet, because like at some point like you have to form something. Like maybe you guys form a night of classes, or you guys form a evening dance where you start with classes, or you just have a dance and you guys all run it, or you have a team or whatever.
Yeah.
Like give yourself a goal at some point. Like don't just practice to like just be better, because like in that sense, like that could be a goal that's unattainable. But if you practice to get together to create a community and build each other up, then at that point that you could do something else with it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, as far as a dance mentor goes, I feel like
you have me.
You have Mikey.
Rachel, you have me as a dance mentor. I get it. It's fine. You want to say that out loud? It's fine.
Mikey, what a dreamboat! The best dancer in the world.
I mean, if you want to say that out loud, I will pay you later, best.
I mean, in all honesty, like if there's someone that you look up to, either locally or nationally or internationally, like I would just make a point of talking with that person and being like, hello. It's always good to start with hello. Hello. I like your dancing. I was wondering if I can have a lesson with you sometime. Take a private lesson with them. I did something for a while where every time I would go to an event and there would be like a certain set of instructors there, I would take a private lesson from the same set of instructors like 2 or 3 times.
Right.
So that way we could like follow up on my progress and like continue working on the same things. And then I would move on to like another set of instructors. And that kind of helped me not only like network and get to know some of the instructors, but also like it gave like, I was now like in their minds when they would see me out on the dance floor. And they'd be like, oh man, you know what Rachel could use is this tiny little tip. And then they'd come up to me and be like, hey, quick tip for you. You should do this. Or they'd be like, man, I love watching you dance. The way you do this is really great. And those small tidbits along the way can really help you in the long run.
For sure, if for anything for confidence or just in general giving you like pointing you in the right direction.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, I'm doing this thing well, so I'm going to keep
Right.
doing it that way, or I
Yeah.
will explore how to do it even better, or like,
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
that means I can focus my energy on improving on this aspect.
I think one thing that could happen is really good, and I don't think there's a teacher out there that wouldn't have something to say about this, but like I'm gonna say this situation at the end of a class. Go up to the teacher, be like,
Yes.
"Hey, I don't know if you saw me or not, but I was wondering if I could try this thing with you real quick." And if they have time, which for the most part, usually teachers have time after a class,
Yes.
at least at least to dance with one or two people and give them one good feedback, I think is always very useful.
Yeah.
So like if you have time, share it, give it to the students, because I know for me, when I teach a class, like I make it a point to look in people's faces and then associate the face to the dance, or like the way the movement is in the
Yeah.
dance. I can't remember names for shit. I'm really bad with names, but I can do faces and movement, and I'm like, okay, that's good. So if they come up to me after class and be like, hey, we had trouble with this, or like, can I try you this? It's like, oh yeah, I watched you in the class, and like in my head, maybe I'll say like, okay, they were doing this one thing a little weird. Let's feel it out. Okay, cool. It was that one thing. Now I know what to give
Yeah.
them, one little tip just for them personally. Because, I mean, we try our best as teachers to hit every point or hit a lot of points so people can understand something. But sometimes it's going to happen where it's not going to click for people until, like, maybe we're right in front of them or they feel it, or, you know.
Yeah.
So it's different ways of learning.
I would also say, like, ask a lot of questions in class.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
once you ask a question, it like then the teacher knows that you're thinking about something specifically, and while you guys
Yeah.
are dancing, they might come around and give you more personal feedback, or they might try
Absolutely.
it with you.
Or even, I mean, a lot of people are always afraid to like speak up in class. So like every time the teacher puts on music and they're just walking around, flag them down.
Yeah. And
Flag
be
them
like,
down. I honestly love that. I really do, because I'm like,
question, please.
yeah. I'd rather have that more in a class than like open questions in front of everybody, unless that's absolutely necessary. Which is funny. You know what? Now that I think about it, most of the time when questions happen, it's like after I've put on a song, and they ask me these questions, and then like I address it to everybody, and I just say like, okay, this so and so had a really good question. Here's what the question was, and here's my answer to it, and then like my partner will answer to it, or vice versa. You know?
Do you think it's because people are embarrassed to say what they have to say out loud in front of everybody? Like
think a little bit.
they don't want to feel stupid, or like
They don't want to feel stupid, or like they like, you know, have a little bit of like a maybe a nervousness to like public speaking or speaking in front of a large crowd of people. Like I know I did when I first started. I never thought I could speak in front of people.
I mean, I
before.
did for a long time. I only think about that because maybe it was a year or two ago at Lindy Fest again. I was in a class with Nina and another human. I don't
Andy probably.
maybe, I don't remember. Anyway, they were we were learning like some movement, some combination of moves, and I like whoever was teaching with her came up to me and like gave me some feedback and was like, you should like be more open instead of all like in and crunchy when you do your rock step. It was like doing a rock step to set up for some sort of like turn.
Yeah.
And I was being crunchy, and they were like, don't be crunchy, extend. And I was like, cool. So then I started doing that, and the turn started working a lot better. And then Nina was like, hey, everybody should do it more like Rachel, because she's extending, and the rest of you look all like tight and crunchy. And I was like, I totally wasn't even thinking. I was just like, yeah, but I'm also like the flailiest person in this class.
All right.
And everybody laughed, and for a moment I was really embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. But then I looked around and I was like, but I've already danced with all of these people in here, and they know that. And there's nothing wrong with the fact that like I'm the flailiest, because like everybody else is the most of something in that class, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Of course. It's so funny. It's so funny you say you're flaily, because I don't think you're flaily. You already know what I think. but
I mean,
you're definitely not flaily.
I don't think I'm as flaily as I used to be.
Okay.
Like, I feel like I used to be a lot flailier because I had a hard time of, like, finding control of my limbs. Like, they would just, like,
I don't
flail
know.
about.
I never got that from you.
Really?
Yeah, I never got that from you.
I mean, maybe I just always felt that way.
Maybe, yeah. It is. I mean, that's one of the things for me that's always like boggles my mind as a leader, maybe trying to follow.
Yeah.
Like, is the understanding of like, but where do I do with this arm? Like, I could see the troubles. Like, it's the same thing as a leader, but like it's like
Yeah.
put on the opposite side, and I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh, this is a strange thing. Like, it makes me work different muscles and different parts of my brain. It feels like,
Oh,
which is super
totally.
cool. It's super cool, but they just mirror each other in a different way.
Yar, yar.
Let's move on to the last one here.
Number 4.
What was that?
Number 4.
And one more time, please.
Number 4.
Oh, okay, thank you.
It seems that wanting to be an excellent social dancer and not complete is completely legit.
And not compete.
Did I not say that?
You said not complete.
Oh, it seems that wanting to be an excellent social dancer and not compete is completely legit. I mean, okay, first of all,
See.
that's not a question. I think each would be great topics for your show. Thanks for the laughs and conversation. Okay, Chad, again, like, those aren't questions, so
That's so true. I didn't even
What?
notice that.
WTF. Do you
It
know
was
what I
just a
mean?
statement.
Like,
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
just gonna put it out there.
What about Chad?
What about Chad?
What about Chad?
Is there something bothering you? Is that why
Let
you
us
put
know.
statements at the end down there?
It sounded like you put Satan on the end there.
Is that why Satan's down there?
yeah, he's
Just
down there for a
shoot me
reason.
a little texty text and we'll chat it.
But
Chat-
I mean,
chat about it. Well, chat, Chad.
on Chad's side of this, he did say she posted these 4 thoughts.
Thoughts,
So I guess
which
it's a
could
thought.
be questions and statements.
Yeah,
Mikey, you're so smart. That's why we're friends. It's because you're so smart.
I know. I'm your mentor. I get it.
You're
It's
my
funny.
mentor. What a
know.
dreamboat. Ugh,
It happens.
Mikey, he's so hunky.
I'm not gonna stop you. Just keep feeding my ego.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Michael.
Ooh, that's weird.
Ugh. Oh
Michael.
no, Michael. Michael. Ugh, Michael. Yeah. I mean, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah. It is. It's like it just. I think
know what else to say.
we talked about it a little bit like last week with the whole idea of like good and great and whatnot,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like and like people that we consider being great like end up teaching or like traveling and teaching or doing something like that. I mean, like competing really just gets you in front of people's eyes more and like helps you show off. But like there's so many people that I would consider amazing dancers that just don't compete.
Yeah.
Or like maybe they do like once a year, maybe, and like they're just great social dancers and they're just like having a great time.
Totally.
I think with our dance, we have to come to terms that our dance is a competitive dance, and it's not competitive in the sense of like ballroom world and like even how we do it nowadays.
Yeah.
Like I mean like you could be competitive because like someone like like dancing next to you on the social dance floor is like really going for that dance, like going for that fast dance and like, trying real hard, going for it, and then you're dancing next to them, you're like, damn, I want to go for it too.
I'm gonna one-up them.
I want to one up them. Yeah. Like I feel like that competition can be very healthy because at the end of it, you have a respect back and forth because you'll catch each other's eyes. You'll feel it. It's a whole energy like displacement there.
electricity.
Fuck yeah, man! I felt it so many times.
Yeah, me
there was
too.
This one time. There was one time in Harang. I remember there was like a bunch of people. It was that band playing, and like Harang gets like crazy packed, especially in the upstairs ballroom.
Oh
right?
yeah.
And then the corner, there was a bunch of like like I would consider professionals dancing, and like we were all dancing with a bunch of different people, and like at one point someone like swung out really hard, and like a bunch of people just kind of moved away, and like we all calmed down. And that person like saw that and like took the chance and like did a couple moves, like did a couple eights, and then like slowed down, and then like another person like crept in that space.
Yeah.
And then we all just kind of like kept going, and like we just took turns, and it was like this really cool. Like it was competitive only because of like competitive in space, and then we all like help each other. And again, that's a healthy competition, like competitive for space even.
You know what my favorite part of competing is, or
What?
competing in finals is the all skate at the end when everybody swings out together.
Oh yeah,
That
for sure,
feeling is so exhilarating. I've yet to find a feeling like that. Like not even like being on a roller coaster matches the kind of exhilaration I have when I'm like swinging out in a line with a bunch of other people who are like trying to do their best and are swinging out really hard.
Yeah, I mean,
that's like a magical
musicians.
moment, and I feel like everybody should experience that at least once, just to
very,
have
very
that
true.
feeling.
I mean, swing musicians were genius back then because like that last little bit of music, usually in a very, very like kick-ass swing song, always invokes that feeling of like swing the fuck out.
Yeah.
And now that we have contests, like the bands can like wait a little bit longer until that moment that comes, and then it matches. So it's not just like you're just seeing swing outs come at you. You're seeing it, feeling it, hearing it. Like it's all sorts of senses, and that's why I feel like it hits you. In one of the interviews with Norma Miller, I think Bobby White did with Norma in Beantown a few years back. She talks about that feeling, not in the sense of competition, but just in the sense of being like on stage where you're seeing a bunch of people swing out at you at the same time. And I feel like it was that same feeling back in the day. Like when you see people like swinging the fuck out and just going for it, and a large group of people and the music going live or recorded, doesn't matter. But like when you feel all that, you get hooked, and like that's one of the things that it is so amazing about our dance. It hits so many emotions and it hits so many senses all at once.
Yeah.
That we just like overload, and we want to be a part of it so much. So that's the beauty of our dance.
I mean, I don't think like you should never feel pressured to compete, to feel like that's how you're going to get better. But I do think you do, like, if you're not used to being in front of people, you do learn a lot about yourself by putting yourself in the uncomfortable position of being in front of a lot of people.
Under pressure, yeah.
Under pressure.
Dun 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 dun.
Boom,
that's what you sing. That's what you sing under pressure. Okay, that's fine.
Pushing down on me, pushing down on you. No one can know.
Now say it in Aussie.
Under pressure. No, you can't. It's impossible. Have you ever heard an Aussie sing?
Yeah.
They sing like Americans.
No, Natalie Imbruglia.
Nar.
Yeah, she says that.
Nar.
Nar.
Nothing's right, I'm torn.
There you go. I was waiting for that. So, Chad, thank you for your topic this week, or your submission here.
Thanks, friend of Chad.
I hope you and your friend, your quote unquote friend. Yeah,
Winky.
yeah.
Is it actually
Winky,
you,
no.
Chad? Was it you who asked all these questions?
It's all right, Chad. We're just worried about you.
Asking for a friend.
Just what about Chad?
Yeah, what about Chad? Chad, are you okay?
And
are you cool?
I think he's cool. He's listening to our show. He must be some sort of cool.
Okay, not cool as in like he's a cool guy.
No, he's listening to our show. He's cool. But we hope. I know a lot of this stuff had to do with Balboa, but I think it's very similar in both worlds. I think the seriousness of people's dedication in Balboa might rival, if not a little bit better than the people in Lindy Hop, but that's just my experience. So I mean, that just goes to show you that like you just got to find the right people, the right type of people to go for it if you're looking to get a practice group going. But thank you for submitting this whole big 3 questions and a comment to us today. And so Rachel, what's your bright side?
Oh my gosh, what is my bright side? Oh me, oh my, I don't know. You go first.
I think, okay, my bright side, I think, is that come September 5th, I'm going on vacation.
Really? Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to stay home.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat a lot of tacos for like a week and a half and then go back to Europe. But like, because like the 6th is like the day after Camp Hollywood, and that's all done. No more competitions, no more things to worry about.
Yeah.
I can just go back to like being fun and liking
being
teaching
Mikey,
and stuff.
being you.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love ILHC and I love Camp Hollywood so much for their own individual things and for a lot of the similar things. But like,
Sure,
it's
but
just
you also
this
need a
whole
break
like
too.
getting ready for all this stuff while I'm embracing it and like just going for it as much as I can. The hustle, keep the hustle alive.
Isn't it crazy?
It wears me down.
Isn't it crazy how you like work for months and months and months for like 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
and then it's gone.
For serious.
It's gone forever.
It really is. It really is. And like the thing is like for me, like I hold this really high for me because I don't really compete that much. Like I compete in March in 2 events and then here in 2 events, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, that might change a little bit because, like, if ESDC comes back, I'd love to do that again. And Savoy Cup. I really want to compete at Savoy Cup.
Oh.
That was really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I call it the new ESDC, but they're not calling it ESDC because they don't need to have a big title. They just call it Savoy Cup. I fucking love that name. I really do. It's so simple.
Savoy Cup.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's my Brightside. I can't wait for September 6th. What about you?
Well, just so you know, September 5th. Wait, are you talking about the 5th or the 6th?
The 5th is a Monday, which there still is Camp Hollywood. The 6th is when it officially ends.
Oh, okay.
The 5th is Labor Day?
Yeah. The 5th.
Memorial Day? Something day.
The 5th will be my 4-year anniversary of living in LA.
Oh, my God.
I know. And, I don't know what my bright side is today. Huh. What a... You know what it is? Wait. Yeah, you know what it is these questions are like... They just, like, they hit very close to home. Like, because these are things that I thought about so much growing up in my dance world and still often think about. And so... yeah, I'm just glad that we chatted it out.
Yeah, we did. It was it's a really good one. You like a lot of these things, like we talked about. I don't know if we said it on this or whatever. But those like first 2, I've heard those questions asked so many times in so many varying ways. But like those are like the things that the people talk about, and it didn't take until a long time in my dancing life that I figured out that the best way is to not ask myself those questions and just keep seeking different answers.
Yeah. It's so funny because so I had that private lesson today with that acting coach. Yeah. And I was like, "Do you have any tips of like practicing on my own at home?" And he was like, "No, just do it. Like just practice. Just like get a script and perform it to yourself and maybe videotape yourself and maybe not." And I was like, "Oh, I knew the answer to that."
That's very. I mean, it is, but like it's like you're trying to like give me the key. It's like just turn the fucking knob.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if he had anything insightful to say, and
right.
And he did in the fact that there was nothing to say about it.
Right, but like I think we often seek for like the key to
the
succeeding
secret to
or
success.
to do it. Exactly. It's just like just keep working at it. That's the key.
There's no secret.
It's so good.
There's
That's
no
so good.
secret. It's just working hard.
The secret is there's no secret.
No secret. I blew the secret away.
Riveting podcast material. Thank you everybody for listening. You can catch us on Facebook. Send us your messages. Send us your questions and your comments. And you can listen to us on iTunes, and you can watch/listen to us on YouTube. Take a look at our Facebook page, The Brightside with Mikey and Rachel, and you can find all of our details on there.
Oh my gosh! I guess this is the end of the podcast.
I guess this is the end. Do you want to say anything before we leave?
This is the end. Oh, I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, I want to say bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. 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 Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, but seriously, bye.